TV, all right? So the Golden State Warriors, everything's relative, right?
Yep.
They've had the greatest 4-year run in NBA history.
Yep.
Okay, so when you're saying that this season is worse than the others, keep this in mind, too. Last year at this time, there were only 6 teams in the Western Conference that were above 500. 6 of them. This year, today, there are 11 teams that are over 500 in the Western Conference. Steph Curry says we need to find something to get us back on track after last night's loss in Utah.
Margin for error is a little bit smaller this year, and we understand that. Continue to get everybody's best shot against us, and it's been a grind. Nothing comfortable about this, the position we're in terms of like we want to get back to being dominant. We've talked about it every year. Every year is different. Every year is going to have different challenges and present a different journey. At the end of the day, we know what type of team we are, and I think we're all bought into what it's going to take to redefine that dominance.
People are starting to catch up to what we do, starting to scheme for us a little bit more. So I know that we want to have that ball moving. We want to get 30 assists and 300 passes, but some games like tonight, it's not going to be that way. But we still had a chance to win. That's why I said we could play either way.
All right, so some interesting comments from Curry and Durant after last night's loss against the Jazz. Let's first address, Dennis, what Kevin Durant said. Some wondering if he's taking a shot at the system that has gotten this team to 4 straight NBA Finals.
No, I want people to go back and watch the game. There was about 4 or 5 situations where Steph passed up a shot, Klay passed up a shot. We know Draymond can't throw the rock in the ocean right now. He's passing up shots. So I understand what Kevin Durant's saying. He's not saying the system don't work. There are just certain nights where they overpass. There are certain nights where they turn the ball over, and then we nitpick and they turn the ball over. Why do they do that, Jared? To his point, they're trying to make the extra pass. So I'm sure Steve Kerr will sit down the film session like he always does and says, guys, we don't get away from being who we are, but we are missing some few opportunities where maybe we should have shot the basketball, but we made the extra pass.
Some other comments by Kevin Durant last night. Draymond Green, who you mentioned, not having a good year offensively at all in terms of scoring, saying we need Draymond to score. Draymond right now, 6 points a game. He's shooting 20% from 3. Remember a couple of years ago when the Warriors didn't defend Tony Allen because they didn't look at him as an offensive threat? Well, now teams are doing that to the Warriors, not guarding Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's a great point. I remember talking to Draymond the other day for Shooter's Paradise, and we were getting into the fact that he was the engine when he gets a good defensive stop and they're out in transition. I think Draymond needs to go get a couple layups, a couple dunks, because people, I think either Steph or no, I think Klay just said, people are catching on a little bit that Draymond's not looking at the rim.
Right.
I'm sorry, Draymond, we may have told the secret on Shooter's Paradise, but that is the truth. Go back, get a couple layups, get a couple dunks, go coast to coast. Get a game where you've had 16 points, and then maybe the opposing defense will say, well, now Draymond's making a few easy points. We're losing this way, and now we made it go back to one of these flamethrowers, and then now you got to pick your poison.
Right, and it's really heightened that they need him because the bench has been depleted. They're trying to find guys.
Talking to Steph off camera, he says, first championship, we had Bogut, we had Barbosa, we had Harrison Barnes. Second time around, the Nick Youngs of the world. Well, let's take in the McKinneys, the Rebcos.
By the way, nobody's feeling bad because they had a Durant.
No,
right.
And they don't want you to feel bad.
Right.
But this is year 5.
Right.
And Steph said off camera, this is why I appreciate LeBron. He's done it 8 times, has never complained. These guys are trying to do it 5 times, and now we're nitpicking. So that's the difference when you have now their core 3, you brought Durant in for the last 2 years. So now it's the mentality for Klay, Draymond, and Steph to say, we're trying to do this 5 years in a row.
Well, they should be able to get right. A whole bunch of home games coming their way upcoming here, including that big one on Christmas Day against LeBron and the Lakers.